Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of season 3 here in the career mode RTG. I've made a couple of changes to the starting lineup as per your feedback, and I've kept a couple of players where they were regardless of your feedback, and I'll go into a bit more detail there in due course. I've also sent out some youth scouts to Africa as per some left field suggestions in the comments, so we'll have to wait and see if that actually works in our favour or not. Sent scouts out to Nigeria and Algeria. I saw a couple of comments asking me to send some youth scouts to Africa. It's something I've never done before, so I've decided to do that. I've added a number of options to my shortlist. I looked through the free agents. There was only one guy that stood out as a potential maybe. That being Silvano Samudio, a 6'3" centre-back from Paraguay. His physicals look decent, and his technicals look okay-ish, provided that they come back positive. We'll wait and see on that front. I've got a handful of players. Of course, we're looking to sign at centre-back, centre-mid, and potentially out wide. However, building on a point made earlier on, I have thrown Suarez Garcia, out on the right-hand side of midfield as per your suggestions. So he's now there. Uno is on the left. We have Bogle back into the starting lineup now. Now, there's been some call to start Hughes over Mitov, because obviously Hughes has great potential. I've mentioned throughout the save that Mitov is going to be the one player that I want to keep at the club throughout the entirety of the save, and I want him to be my #1 goalkeeper. Yes, his in-game potential isn't as good as Hughes is, but he's a goalkeeper. I can train his stats and make him as good as we want him to be. We could train him to be as good as however good Hughes could potentially be. So I'm going to continue with Mitov in goal for the foreseeable future. I appreciate that some of you want to see how well Hughes can grow, and he will continue to grow off his own back. So I am going to continue with Mitov as my starting goalkeeper. For the time being, Taylor starts still ahead of Harrison. Taylor is one of my favourite players at Cambridge in real life. In game, he plays better than Harrison, mainly because of his much, much higher agility and balance. And in the tackle, he's not that much worse. 66 stand tackle compared to 70, and his slide tackle is the same. So with the way that Greg Taylor has just bossed things at the back, I'm quite happy to keep him in the starting lineup, and that keeps still at least 2 Cambridge United IRL players in the starting lineup, as well as keeping an actual real-life player in Matt Penny at left back, and then obviously Bogle at right back. We do have Regen, Suarez Garcia, Hill, Uno, and then we've got some real-life players in Sabi, Vargas. I presume Vargas is real-life. He doesn't have an in-game face. And then Howison. Again, I presume he's a real-life player because he doesn't have a Regen face, but I'm not entirely too sure. I haven't Googled him to see if he does have, or if he is a real person. But we are selling on Vega and looking to sign at centre-mid and at centre-back primarily. With the move to put Garcia on the right-hand side of midfield, we'll slow down the hunt for a wide player. But you can see I've sent my scouts out, and I physically cannot scout any more people because I don't have enough scouts. So I can't afford to buy more scouts without negatively affecting my ability to buy new talent. So for the time being, this is what the shortlist looks like. We have Jan Freuler, who can play at right back, centre back, mainly at centre back. He's got great acceleration. His sprint speed isn't the highest, but obviously that could be trained. And then in the tackle, he's decent. His jumping isn't the best, so we'll wait and see on that one. That was one that my in-game scout just brought up as a first team, or a player of first team quality. So we'll wait and see on that. That wasn't one of your suggestions. Obviously, you don't know a regen in my save. Silvano Samudio we covered with the potential free agent. With regards to players that you have suggested in the comment section, we have Harry Souttar, Scottish centre-back currently of Stoke. We have Jack Watmore, or Watmo, not sure entirely how to pronounce that, of Portsmouth. Great jumping on him. He's 6'3", sprint speed of mid-70s, which is great. Acceleration is high 60s, which is also great. Good strength too. Looks like he could be decent in the tackle as well. He's genuinely got good potential there. Ethan Ampadu is a go-to. So I'm not sure what I'll do there. Presumably his wages are going to be very expensive being at Chelsea. We have Joost van Aken. Or Joost van Aken, I'm not sure how. I presume it's a J. A soft J. A Joost van Aken, like Jan Vertonghen. Or something of that ilk. Joost van Aken. I'm not sure what his stats will look like once we've scouted him fully, but his physicals look good other than his sprint speed and acceleration, but we'll wait and see. I do have Geertruida on here as well, but I can't scout him. He was one of the players that I literally ran out of scouts, but he does have a low release clause and supposedly good physical stats. So we could train his... I could take a gamble on him, and then we could train his technicals. I'm not sure as of yet. Really not sure as of yet. Vincent Young is still there, although I'm probably going to take him off. Do have Marcus Edwards there, although probably going to take him off as well. Or at least not act upon that, because, of course, we're cooling down on our approach for a winger. We're looking mainly for centre mid and centre back now. Got a handful of centre mids on here, including Harry Cochrane from, what is it, Lorient. I believe he... Hearts player in real life. I'm not entirely too sure. Cameron Brannigan from Oxford. Looks like he could be okay, but I'm not too sure how good he's going to be. And we have Uta Berger as well. Looks like decent physicals and potential for okay technicals. Good passing, maybe. We'll wait and see. And we have Takefusa Kubo as well. Mainly as a cam. Looks like his physicals are going to be good with regards, obviously, important ones for cam. Acceleration, sprint speed, agility and balance. Passing and dribbling look like they could be decent as well, but we'll wait for the scout report. Callum Gribbin is another player that supposedly could be good in that cam role. And then I've a couple of other players that I've added to the shortlist. Derek Etienne Jr. I actually can't scout, but I have a number of other players there. Like I say, where I was looking for wide players, but then we made the decision to, or I think we've made the decision, we'll wait and see how it pans out, to keep Suarez on the right-hand side rather than use him as a rotation striker. I may still sign a new wide player and use Suarez as a rotation striker. I haven't yet fully decided, but we shall play the first game of the season at home against Scunthorpe. We shall play the second game of the season against Peterborough, and then I think we might simulate the rest. I may yet play Oxford. I haven't fully decided, but we shall jump into this first game against Scunthorpe. It's time to see if we can compete at League One level.
You would expect them still to be at the top.
Oh, what a through ball from Ojo to Morris. Right. Welcome to League One, lads. 2.5 minutes in, we're 1-0 down. That's not gone according to plan. It just switches off there. I don't know what the defenders were doing. I might have been in control of one of them, to be fair. But questionable from everyone there. That's really not the start we were after. They were mentioning in commentary that Scunthorpe got relegated last season, so they must have, because I believe they're League One in real life, so they must have gotten promoted Season 1 and then come back down Season 2. I'm not entirely too sure. I haven't double-checked the footage from the saves, but regardless, we're both in League One now, and they are 1-0 up at the very beginning of this League One season, but thankfully there's still plenty of time to turn it round. All given away there, and we may even be turning it around sooner rather than later. I'm waiting for Sabi to make me a decent run. We'll find Hill, then Sabi makes the run, and he's in the box here. Sabi! Wide of the target, but was under pressure. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt this time around. Good. Forward to Lund. Into Horsfield. Dinked over the top towards Ojo. Here's Novak. Nice tackle by Greg Taylor. Moving again. Why he's in the starting lineup. Suarez Garcia will drop the shoulder here on the defenders around him. We'll give that to Sabi, and we'll look out wide here for Uno, who misses the target. He needs to impress in the starting lineup now at left mid. Started off perhaps hitting the post and going in, and it's just bent away. Slightly unlucky there by Uno. He's one of my highest rated players, so obviously we expect a lot from him, but yet to impress. Nice tackle by Perella. Howison forward, and Vargas through the gap so that we can run onto it here with Sabi, who hasn't gotten away very well from the defender at all, despite his 90+ sprint speed. And again, misses the target. Uno into Hill, looking for the runner Penny, who's found superbly. And I was going to say the cross looks decent, but We don't get the chance to decide whether it was or not because it was blocked pretty much at source. And Perella's up with his head. It might still drop for me. It hasn't. I was hoping Perella was going to win that quite comfortably, and he didn't. And that header has gone straight to Van Veen. And thankfully, Oscar Hill tracks back from the corner. And we're able to retain possession, or regain possession. Jaden Bogle down the right-hand side. Suarez Garcia will keep that run going, and we'll play him in. We've got a couple in the middle to aim for, and again, it's blocked. But Source not really doing too well with our crossing right now. Garcia will deliver the corner in. It's decent. Sabi's up! He can't hit the target again, can he? Free kick for Scunthorpe at the very end of the half. We've had all of the play other than the goal itself. So I'm confident in the second half we should be able to get ourselves back into this game. Question is that confidence well founded, or am I just kidding myself? Batstroyd forward to Ojo. Morris side to Van Veen. I'm not sure about that first touch. Bogle forward. And Hill will use Vargas here. Cross there to Howison. Forward into Sabi. Quickly to Vargas. Looking for Sabi again. This time maybe. He's always under pressure, Sabi. But he does find the back of the net on this occasion. I thought when the defenders started to close him down, we were going to see a repeat of what happened earlier on in the first half, where he just can't seem to scuff and put his shot wide of the post. But this time, he guides it expertly into that bottom corner. A precision finish from Sabi there. Look at that. Lovely technique. And into the back of the net it goes. We're level in the 58th minute. And there's plenty of time to go and win it. Maybe we are cut out for League One level. The board do want automatic promotion this season. So we certainly have to hope that we are cut out for this level. Otherwise our job might be at risk. Van Veen again. Here's Coldclough. Early ball in. Bogle's underneath this. Although that has gone up, not out. Greg Taylor wins the header. Brilliantly done by him, and Sabi uses his pace to get to that first. And we will get that round the corner there to Suarez Garcia and go again. Now then, David, this is what we brought you off the bench to do. Run at them, although somehow Buttroyd has kept up with him there. Not entirely too sure how he's done that, considering how fast David Amu is. I don't know how fast Buttroyd is, but he certainly isn't going to be anywhere near David Amu's pace, I wouldn't have thought. Regardless, he caught up with him, and that counter-attack comes to a close. We have our first point of the League One season. But considering how dominant I felt in that game, we really should have done a little bit better and gotten all three. Lack of clinical finishing in front of goal, the issue on that occasion. 6 efforts, just the 1 on target. I just want to check of interest. Lewis Buttroyd, what is his pace? 56 on his ultimate team card. 59 acceleration, 54 sprint speed. How could David Amu not accelerate away from him? That's pretty remarkable. One thing I do need to do here is actually add a training regime for our new Scout Future star, that being Morales, Javier Morales, the cam. So I'm going to go and do that now, and then we shall hopefully actually get a couple of scout reports back before that game against Peterborough. Confirmation that Vega has now left us for 650 grand. We shall be getting 475 of that added to our budget, and we've had an offer, a big offer of 4.8 million for Sabi. He stays for the time being. We're not looking to sell any of our bigger and more talented players. Vega going will free up a space on the bench for someone else to step into. We will be looking to get some of those scout reports back sooner rather than later so that we can bring in a fresh new signing to go into that position. I thought it might have drafted Hughes into that role. We'll put Edwards there for now. As you can see, numbers on the low side at present. So I will be looking to bring in some new players sooner rather than later. But now, time for the first of our games against our biggest rivals. It's Peterborough United. Please don't let me lose this one. Sabi, short there to Vargas, talking about how both ourselves and Peterborough should be in with a chance of automatic promotion this season. And yes! Sabi gets us off to a great start in the 6th minute away from home against Peterborough. We are 1-0 up! Yes! Exactly what we needed. Ah! Harrison should win this. I'm going to look for Sabi and then knock it round the corner there to Vargas, who takes it in his stride brilliantly. What a save by the keeper, trying to get to the loose ball. That was a save, I'm certain of it. Unreal. Absolutely incredible from the goalkeeper there. Vargas around the corner. I'm sure, absolutely sure the keeper has saved that. And indeed he has. What a stop. We could have been 2-0 up and out of sight in the opening 17 minutes, but because of their goalkeeper's antics, we aren't. Although we still could be. Vargas looking for Sabi. Sabi found. Sabi looks across here to Howison. He's done it again. O'Malley. Wow. That's twice already. He's made superb stops. He's come to punch that too. It'd be nice if Penny actually looked at the ball. But we have been able to win it back with him. So we shall continue on for now. Howison cross to Sabi looking for Hill. Trying to get the ball forward again, but hacked away by the defender. We are on top here. Free kick for Peterborough. Madison's going to just dink it into the middle. And Howison's done well to win that. Still, danger looms, but Penny's done brilliantly against Tony. We'll try and catch him on the counter. Uno into Vargas. Uno's still there. Howison made a brief foray forward, but decided against it. And that meant I had... Oh, it's... No! Save by Mitov. Oh, I was mid-flow there with the commentary, and then he struck it first time from distance, and I just had to wait to see what was going to happen. Good save by Mitov. Taylor gets that away after leaning back. Naismith kicks that against the defender, I think, or did he just hack it horribly? No, he just hacked it horribly. Thank you very much. My throw. Into Howison. Look early to send away Suarez Garcia. Turn and beat one. Keep hold of possession somehow. And nearly score a second. I don't know. I was certain I'd lost possession there, so I stopped commentating, and somehow Suarez Garcia kept hold of it. Sabi's up with a header. Sabi scores again! It's 2 on the brink of half-time. I'm glad we turned down that bid from Fenerbahce. Sabi's staying, and he might well be scoring a hell of a lot of goals this season. Suarez Garcia turns well. Pulls that back there to Sabi. We'll use the left back. And we scored early doors in the first half. Well-ish. Can we do the same in the second? Maybe. Vargas in behind. What a challenge. Oscar Hill, though, gets out of his feet. Finds Garcia. Blocked by a defender and dropping onto the roof of the net for a corner. We scored from our last corner. We'll see if we can replicate that. We won't. Keeper will punch that. I still can't believe O'Malley made those saves in the first half. Perella into Vargas, who turns well, looking for Suarez, but won't find him. Sabi's acceleration gets him to that first. Uno dropped the shoulder. Let fly with the effort. Deflected. Another corner. We're dominating proceedings here at London Road, which is exactly what I wanted to happen against Peterborough. Again, the keeper's come to punch. His performance has been very, very good for them so far in this game. He doesn't deserve to be 2-0 down. Oof. He's been growing well, actually, at left-back. Penny, been very impressed with him. And we'll play this over the top to ensure it reaches Suarez Garcia, and he's taken it in his stride fairly well. Oh, is that a foul? I think it might have been, but the referee deemed it not so. Vargas will look for Sabi. We'll get it to Garcia again. Can he draw another foul from the defender? We'll get the cross in. It's a good one, but it won't reach Sabi. Just knock that down with Bogle to Howison, who could let fly from here, and has done, and nearly scores us a third. I think we will be getting the victory here. I don't see Peterborough scoring 2 in the final 25 minutes, and they are panicking at the back. Hill, forward there to Uno. Inside to Sabi. Suarez Garcia rushing forward to get onto it. We'll look for Sabi again, but Tafazzoli cuts it out well. It's going to be victory against Peterborough United. And you can't underestimate how happy that sentence makes me as a Cambridge United fan. Victory against Peterborough United. It's absolutely superb. And for it to be our first 3 points in League One as well, makes it all the sweeter. Thank you very much, Posh, for the victory. Sabi, well, we dominated the game as well. Delighted with that. Sabi picking up a couple of goals too, which is superb. Proving that, yes, he can cut it at this level. He might have missed a couple of chances in the first game, but certainly improved later on. We're getting a couple of scout reports back now, so I'm going to go and investigate that and then report back to you. Really, really, really frustratingly, Jack Watmo has moved to Beijing. I would certainly have been very keen on signing him. But we're not going to get the opportunity to, at least not now. Right now, he's 24 rated. Certainly wouldn't sign anyone that's 24 rated. He's 24 years of age and 70 rated, valued at 2.2 million. But as you can see, he's just moved to China, so that's a no. Cameron Brannigan looks decent, actually, at 24 as well. Good free kick accuracy. His tackling's okay. His short passing is good for this level. He is expensive, though. £4.5 million is certainly all of my budget for that one player, and he's signed for Huesca. That's really annoying as well. I could could pay his release clause, but I'm not sure about that. Oh man. Okay, well that hasn't gone well for us in the first week of League One. We shall simulate this game against Bristol City and do the same for the game against Burton as well. I'm really annoyed about that. Really very annoyed about that. Transfer offer for Vargas from Crotone that I shall reject. Now that I've had scout reports back for a couple of players, I might go back to the comment section of the previous video and scout a couple more of your suggestions, specifically for that centre mid position. See if we can't find someone that's just as good, but perhaps a little bit cheaper. See if we can get victory against Bristol City, though, in the meantime. Vyman gives them a 1-0 lead in the 21st minute, but Vargas equalises in the 37th. Can we build on that and get another? I'd rather it didn't go to... Well, I guess it goes straight to penalties, not to extra time now, so it's not going to negatively affect stamina. And 2 penalties it will go, and through we will go to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Okay, fair enough. Right, rather than advance any further and waste any time, a loan offer for Ewan Edwards from Swansea? What? I'm going to go and have a look and see if there's anyone else I can scout right now. It's still not letting me scout anyone else, so I can't. What I have done, though, actually, is have a quick look on FootWiz to see what... where is he? Centre back. To see what Geertruida's stats look like, because it said that he's going to have good physicals already. I googled. I had a look on FootWiz just to see what his stats are. And he's, by default, on Ultimate Team this year, 64 rated player, which is already pretty decent for the level that we're at and an improvement on what we've got. So I may take the lunge and buy him out for his release clause. If it's still not going to let, it still won't let me scout him. I search for his name and then try to scout again. I'm looking at James Garner as well. Joe Garner's a striker, but I don't think he's going to be good enough. We'll wait and see. I'm really frustrated that Cameron Brannigan is as expensive as he is. I don't know anything about Berger either, and he was another player I wasn't able to scout. So let me just have another quick look on FootWiz, and let's see what his stats are. He's 59 to start off with on FUT, so I'm not sure he will have grown enough. But certainly, I think Geertruida could be an educated gamble to perhaps fill that centre-back role. Obviously, Taylor's still there at present, and we do have young Harrison as well, but certainly would be an improvement on Taylor and maybe Harrison as well. Harrison, he just doesn't feel that good in game. That's the main reason why I'm not playing him currently. He doesn't feel very nice to play with, which is a real shame. We did go 1-0 up there through Harrison, but Fraser equalised within a few seconds, so we shall stay at 1-1 for the time being as we push past the hour mark in the second half here at home against Burton. They go 2-1 up, but then we equalise 5 minutes later through Suarez Garcia on the right-hand side of midfield, and it will be a draw. As of yet, in 3 games in League One and a game against Bristol City in the Carabao Cup, we are unbeaten this season in League One, which is absolutely brilliant. Certainly didn't expect it to go this well at the beginning of the season, despite the fact that we could be quite confident of having a good season. We got 95 points last year, of course, in League Two. And with the fact that the board, right from the off, said, we want you to get automatic promotion, that kind of says to me that we should be good enough. I'm going to reject that offer, obviously, for Harrison. That kind of says to me that we should be good enough for this level. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm going to play Oxford or not. We've had a scout report back on Samudio. He's 65 rated. Those physicals do look good. His technicals certainly would need to be trained, but he perhaps could have been a great player for us. Really frustrated that we've missed out on that, and he's gone to Huesca. I will keep him on my shortlist, and we'll keep an eye on him and see how he grows, because he might be someone we could go for in January perhaps, or even next season. We'll keep advancing towards this Oxford game and see if we get any more scout reports back. I'm really very close to just getting the Dutch centre-back. Let's sim Oxford away. Very close, in fact, to just going in for him. Because, of course, we do have, with regards to central midfield, we do have a number of youngsters still in the youth setup. Oscar Hill gives us a yellow card. Oh, gives us a yellow card. Well, he does give us a yellow card. Gives us a goal and a 1-0 lead, and then gets a yellow card, maybe for taking his shirt off in a celebration. I'm not sure. Either that or we Oxford kicked off, then he went and crunched someone. Henry brings it back to 1-1, but Penny gives us a 2-1 lead immediately. That might well have been from a free kick, because he does have a decent free kick in him, and it looks like we're going to get 3 points this time around, and indeed we do. Another victory in League One. Perhaps we are going to go for back-to-back promotions then this season. I'd be delighted if we do. We've had scout reports back as well. A loan offer for Sabi from Getafe. That's going to be a no. Bradley Halliday has had a transfer offer for him of £370,000 purely to keep squad numbers up for the time being. I'm going to reject that, but I would perhaps be open to selling him on deadline day. Van Aken, 70 rated. Actually, 63 acceleration, 58 sprint speed isn't as bad as it potentially could have been. He's good in the pass as well, which is obviously something that appeals to me. That's good news. He looks okay. But I might still... 84 acceleration, 75 sprint speed for Jan Freuler. He's certainly piquing my interest as well. There's a lot of things to think about here. We'll have a quick train. I'll have a quick think. And then we'll take it from there. Right, next up for us is another game in the Carabao Cup. This time against Bradford away from home. We're not going to get too much from cup games or cup runs ever really until we reach Europe, but it's almost more of a distraction on the way up, because we know through this series we are going to get to the Premier League. Obviously in real life you don't know that's going to happen, and in real life the minimal amount of money you do get from cup runs like this does actually make a massive difference. On FIFA it's not that much at all, but we are going to get potentially a 3-0 win here against Bradford away from home. Unfortunately picked up an injury to Bogle, and hopefully he's not going to be out for too long, although we did bring in Brooks Lennon, so we are able to utilise him in that right back role, and he's out for just 2 days. Nope, he's going to be fine. He'll be able to play it against Plymouth then at the end of the week. It's going to be Chesnoy Gaming versus Pieface, and offer for Howison. Now, I'm unsure about this one, because Howison... I'm just going to keep Howison. I made the decision in the moment. At the beginning of this season, I was initially unsure. I wanted to replace Howison, but until I've actually moved or brought someone in of quality, I don't want to let him go, because actually he was impressive for me in both games that we played in this month. So I don't want to unnecessarily move him on too soon. And these scout reports have come back just in time. Edwards, Sutar, Ampadu, Chong and Gribbin. Let's go and see if they're any good. The scout reports are back, and I'm afraid it's not good news for Harry Suter. 65 rated and slow as balls. It's a no from me, I'm afraid. We have Marcus Edwards. Again, we're not looking for a winger at this particular moment in time now, but Edwards, Chong and Gribbin do look decent. Gribbin less so, but I could certainly do better than Gribbin, that's for sure. The other two certainly could be potential options, but not at this stage. 32.5 grand a week is certainly not something I'm wishing to dish out wage-wise. Ethan Ampadu, he's only on £17,500 a week, so that's affordable. But I am going to now take that tactical gamble. Now is when it happens. I'm going to approach to buy and pay the release clause for Gertruida. I don't know what he's on wage-wise. Hopefully it will give me an idea of what they want. He wants an important squad role. I'm quite happy to give him that. This is probably the first, at least that I can recall, proper gamble I've taken on a player I know nothing about. Literally nothing about, perhaps ever, in a career mode series. They're adamant they want a 2-year deal, so we should be able to counter and agree a 3. Eventually, there we go. No release clause, that's fine. Now give me an idea of what you want wage-wise, because I don't want to just muck this up. 3,006, certainly happy to do that. We will remove the bonus though, but I'm quite happy to sign that, or for him to sign that if he wants to. 4,002, if you could go down an extra couple of hundred, that'd be great, but I mean 4,002 at this level is fine, and 4 grand signed. Now is he any good? That's the tactical gamble we've made. Is it a gamble that's going to pay off? He's 64 rated by default. He's 68 rated now. I think that is a tactical gamble that will certainly pay off for us long term. Controlled is in 78 acceleration, 83 jumping, 78 sprint speed, 71 stamina, 75 strength, 71 heading accuracy. His tackling stats: 74 stand tackle, 64 slide, and he is only 20 years of age. That is going to be a very good signing for us. Oh, I'm glad that that's paid off. Sorry, Greg. You're out of the first team, but still in contention. Still in contention, that's for sure. Right, now the only position remaining now is a central midfielder. I don't know whether to wait until January and call up someone like Elliot Lee or even Javier Morales, because Elliot Lee's now 61 rated. He does have the potential. His technical stats are certainly coming along very well. It's the physicals that's still leaving a lot to be desired, but his technicals are certainly looking decent. So I'm leaning towards saving my money now that we've made the centre-back signing and leaning on my youngsters to get us through until January. Had the start of the season not gone as well as it had, I probably wouldn't have rested on my laurels like that. But because we've been so strong at the beginning of this League One season, I feel confident that we can last until January and set ourselves up really well and actually be a more attractive proposition for any players that might want to come in the January transfer window. Plus, if there's anyone we might consider selling on, they might have grown a little bit more by then and we could get a little bit more money. Suarez Garcia is doing really well in the simulated games for us. He's not been too bad in the played games, to be fair. And that was one of the main reasons. Oh, they you closed in the 89th. That was one of the main reasons why you guys were keen on Suarez Garcia starting on the right-hand side of midfield for me, because he had been so good in those simulated games and making the difference for us. His goal there is obviously the reason why we got that 1-1 draw, although perhaps we could have done a little bit better in keeping the clean sheet. We shall continue to train Bogle and Harrison. I'm really desperately hoping that Harrison's agility and balance improve. I am training his agility there, as you can see, but I don't know as I can train his balance. I don't think I can. I'm happy with just that one signing so far, and then we can... Oh, hang on though. Interest shown in Kubo. Oh, that's a big offer that I'm not going to be able to deal with. Leo Jabba, 75. Yeah, I can't afford that. £9.5 million valuation. He does look very good, but that is a top end of the Championship, mid-table, lower half Premier League signing that I certainly can't afford to do now. He looks decent, actually. Takafusa Kubo, very fast, 96 acceleration, but sprint speed of 81. That lets you down, doesn't it, mate? High agility and balance, which is good. Low strength, so he's 5'8", so should be okay physically. 76 short passing is good. Obviously, his dribbling's insane. He might be an option next season for Championship. We will keep him on the shortlist and certainly keep tabs on his growth. Harry Cochrane, 69 rated, 81 short pass, 74 ball control, 78 dribbling. That has me actually questioning whether I should actually make another signing in this window. The only issue might be if he's just signed for Lorient from Hearts, but considering we're in the third season now, I don't think he might have done. At 19 as well, 71 acceleration, 65 sprint speed, 80 balance, which is decent. His strength is only 42, but that could be trained. You guys know I like a player that's creative with decent passing and ball control. And to be fair, at 19, 81 short passing is insane. He's decent in a tackle as well. He's only just gone to Lorient. Oh, God, that's frustrating. Because I would certainly have made the leap there. Ah, man, that sucks. Could we maybe loan Cameron Brannigan? No. How much money have I got left? It's not going to be enough, is it? No, it's certainly not going to be enough to be able to buy him. I'm actually really... Now that I've seen Harry Cochrane's stats, I'm actually really annoyed that he's not available for transfer. They mentioned the length of his contract. I don't know if his contract is running out, and I might be able to do a player swap with him with a little bit less money. I could do George Maris plus money plus 5.5 million. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? 2.4 is the most I can offer, and then that certainly would leave me with not enough to pay his wages. So how about 2 million plus George Maris? Yeah, okay. Well, it will be just the one signing for us then in this window. But we certainly started the season very well indeed. So we can be confident that by the time January rolls around, we'll still be very much in contention for automatic promotion and still be very much in contention for being able to bring in another signing. It also allows me the chance to get some more feedback from you guys and scout some more players, because I was really frustrated that I could only scout just a handful of players in this particular window because of my lack of numbers scouting wise. And obviously I'd rather spend my money on buying players than spending it on scouts and then having nothing to spend on players. So it gives me the opportunity for you guys to give me some more central midfield signings. Centre mid is going to be the signing that we improve upon next. So between now and January, please keep your suggestions coming in for a central midfield position. Not a cam. I want an all-round central midfielder. Someone that is good in the pass, good in the half decent in the tackle. Most importantly as well, I need them to be an all-round player. Someone that can complement Hill. That Harry Cochrane guy is basically exactly what I'm after. Little bit of pace, not rapid, but not slow. Decent in the tackle, mid-60s. Perhaps, if we're lucky, early 70s, but really good at passing as well. Greg Taylor wants to play. So sorry, Greg. A loan offer for Ziegler. I'm going to accept that. I'm going to let Ziegler go out on loan and call up one of my other youngsters from the youth setup. See if we get any potential options from Africa. At the minute, no, but they have other months to go out and potentially find someone. David Akara. I'll give that another month. That one is a certain no. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if Nigeria and Algeria prove to be good hunting grounds for us. But if Ziegler's going to go out on loan, then that means the spot's going to open up on the bench. But I can't do anything about the bench right now because it's a Checker Trade Trophy game coming up next. So that doesn't matter. To be fair, we're out of deadline day now, so Ziegler's not going to go out on loan until January anyway. Right, okay, well, that's where we'll end it today then. Fleetwood in the first round of the Checker Trade Trophy to start tomorrow's episode. But in the league, we find ourselves firmly in the playoffs and undefeated in the opening 5 games. 2 wins and 3 draws. All we need to do next is start converting those extra draws into victories. Could have held on for victories in a couple of games with some late equalisers thwarting us. So I'm very confident about this season. Very confident indeed. Hopefully you guys are as well. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subbed as well. Of course, episode of this and the Achieve and Lead tomorrow. And I'll see you then.